passion. I was lucky to find mine at the age of 13. Art. When I first started, it was just a mild interest that took the form of a challenge as I copied and traced things that I found visually appealing. At the time, my main happiness was sourced from books and films. The stories formed, sticking with me long after the book was closed, and I could entertain myself for hours while staring at a blank wall. As I progressed, art became a way I could express every fleeting idea that passed my mind, from characters with complete storylines to the bird I saw outside my window. And over time I filled 13 sketchbooks and over 400 digital pieces. My favourite thing about books, novels and sketchbooks alike is that when used the paper begins to change under your fingertips. Like how a well-read book shows the love it's been given by expanding and crinkling, as if the very pages are able to absorb every thought experienced from them until the book becomes entirely different than when it was bought, as if a piece of you has been given and immortalized in its essence, and it has become a part of you. Art gives me that experience. It allows me to document everything I feel, as pages seem to soak up my emotions, and I could open up to any page and tell you why I drew it. It has become a place where I can explore myself and the world around me peacefully in my own time, and because of that my drawings often represent what interests me most at the time. TV shows, songs, friends and family, genuinely good-looking people. It has allowed me to become more confident in the person I am and less embarrassed to show others the things that make me happy, because I have given myself time to understand what is important to me. However, as I've grown older, sentiment sometimes turns into obligation, and passion sometimes turns to exhaustion. Because when something becomes so you, what happens when you begin to hate it? Having a passion doesn't give you automatic drive and doesn't make you automatically good at what you do. The struggles and failures are prerequisites. Especially as I go into the stages of life where I choose the direction of my life, I've looked at passion with apprehension. For most of my life, I've excelled at science and maths and wanted to become a vet, but as I grew and became more creative than logical, I was faced with larger walls as I tried to rediscover who I was. I did multiple work placements at animation studios and sold art at conventions to see what my future could look like, and yet I couldn't fit myself into that idealized world. There have been times where I wondered whether I should continue art, times when picking up the brush seemed too intimidating and exhausting, and the piece in front of me becoming too frustrating, and I wondered if it was worth it, if I was worth it. When something becomes your everything, you can become scared that others will think it's nothing. But I am learning to become content with just something, and looking at it with a different perspective, that it's okay to be fail and be bad, and that the world is filled with failed opportunities, but endless possibilities. It's okay to be excited by anything that makes me happy, no matter what others think of me or what I think of myself. When you're focused on how you want something to be, you only see it for what it is not. I'm trying to start looking at it for what it can be. But don't get me wrong, there are times that make me see the worth of what I make through the appreciation of external sources. There is a quote I like that helps me remember this sentiment. When I feel that I am not achieving what I need to achieve for my art to be worthwhile. If I am worth anything later, I am worth something now. For wheat is wheat, even if people think it is grass in the beginning. Vincent van Gogh. There is never a perfect picture. Maybe there is perhaps an ideal one, but never perfect. And through art I've gotten used to imperfection. It's inevitable. Every stroke is a probability of opportunity. It has the potential for failure or success, yet one stroke is not more important than the other. A painting is made of both bold and tentative strokes. And every stroke has a place in the painting, and the picture isn't ruined by a failed stroke. It all matters, no matter how minuscule it seems, and that's comforting. Who are you living for? What are you living for? And who do you see in the mirror? Put your hand on your heart and ask what your dream was, what it really was. It doesn't need to be grand. Everybody deserves a life, or we ourselves after all. Don't be late to what you want to do. Don't be trapped in another's dream. This moment will never come again. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Allow yourself to step back and see in the entirety the portrait of yourself.